Ukrainian forces targeted the Saratov oil refinery, a critical hub in Russia's fuel infrastructure. The attack was confirmed by the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. According to their statement, the facility produces over 20 types of petroleum products, mainly gasoline, fuel oil and diesel. The refinery processes up to 7 million tons of oil annually and plays a vital role in supplying the Russian army, reported the head of the Center for Countering Disinformation, Andriy Kovalenko. Incidentally, it was a crucial logistics site back in World War II and continues to be a key part of the fuel supply chain today. One day earlier, the Afipsky oil refinery in Russia's Krasnodar region was targeted by unknown drones. According to Andriy Kovalenko, this is one of Russia's key refineries with an annual processing capacity of 6.25 million tons of crude oil. It is critical in supplying fuel for Russian military equipment, particularly in southern operations. Its strategic location in the Krasnodar region makes it a vital logistical hub for the distribution of diesel and aviation fuel used by the Russian army. Ukrainian forces have not confirmed carrying out this strike. Senior members of President Trump's team are expected to visit Ukraine this week. This was confirmed by President Zelenskyy. It will mark the first high-ranking U.S. visit since Trump returned to the White House. Zelenskyy added that he plans to have meetings with U.S. officials during the Munich Security Conference, which begins on Friday.
This week, some people from the Trump team, the serious ones, will be in Ukraine, even before the Munich conference. In Munich, I will have some meetings, including with the Vice President and with President Trump's team. My team will also have separate meetings, talks, work, let's put it this way. And afterwards, there will be productive work in Ukraine with colleagues from the United States of America.
Speaking from the Oval Office, Trump stated to journalists that the U.S. Special Envoy for Ukraine and Russia will visit Kyiv soon.
General Kellogg going to Ukraine this week, sir, soon?
Yeah, it is. Keith Kellogg. General Kellogg is an excellent guy, and he's spending time doing various things. We have numerous people working on numerous different problems.
Trump also said that he would probably speak with President Zelenskyy this week. Russia is reportedly sending soldiers to North Korea under the pretense of medical treatment, but in reality are exchanging military expertise with their forces. This was stated in the latest report by the Institute for the Study of War. The analyst highlighted remarks by Russia's ambassador to North Korea, who stated that Moscow had sent hundreds of wounded soldiers to DPRK for rehabilitation. However, Russian military officials have previously been accused of sending wounded soldiers back into combat without first receiving the proper care. This casts doubt on Moscow's official claims that soldiers are being sent abroad purely for medical reasons. Meanwhile, the arrival of combat-experienced Russian soldiers, particularly if they include officers or non-commissioned officers, may allow the Russian military to work with North Korean forces and disseminate lessons from the war in Ukraine, reported the ISW. Russia launched up to 19 missiles of various types on gas production facilities in the Poltava region overnight. According to the Ukrainian Air Forces, the combined attack used cruise, ballistic, and guided missiles. Results from repelling the attack are still being clarified. Meanwhile, Ukraine's national oil and gas company Naftogaz reported damages to its production facilities in the Poltava region. The company is taking all the necessary measures to stabilize gas supplies. Additionally, Russia attacked Ukraine with 124 Shahed-type drones, as well as imitator UAVs. 57 of them were downed in 12 regions, with another 64 lost in the area. 2 women and a man were rescued from the rubble of a private house destroyed by Russian forces in the Kharkiv region. Moscow troops attacked the village of Zolochiv with guided aerial bombs, reported the State Emergency Service. At least 7 civilians, including a 12-year-old boy, were injured. 13 houses were damaged. North Korea supplied Russia with around 200 pieces of long-range artillery and could send more aid to support Moscow's war against Ukraine. This was reported by the Yonhap news agency, citing South Korea's defense ministry. During the briefing, the ministry stated that the DPRK has already provided some 11,000 troops, missiles, and 200 pieces of long-range artillery and a substantial amount of ammunition. However, there is the possibility of additional supplies of troops, weapons, and ammunition going forward. The ministry also noted that North Korea is likely to accelerate its weapons development in 2025, the final year of its 5-year plan to create advanced military technology. Russia's war against Ukraine will be the key issue at the Munich Security Conference, believes U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio. The event will take place from February 14 to 16 in Germany. In an interview with Sirius XM Patriot Radio, he emphasized that ending the war would be in everyone's interests and will be discussed with foreign ministers and other leaders. Rubio also recalled that President Trump has made it clear that the war in Ukraine needs to end. Ukrainian defenders from the Voron Unmanned Systems Battalion hoisted a blue and yellow flag over the central mine in the city of Toretsk in the Donetsk region. Footage was released by the 100th Separate Mechanized Brigade. The central mine is a historic symbol of the region, with its heritage spanning over 150 years. The spokesperson for the Hortitsa Operational Strategic Group reported that over the past few days, Moscow troops tried to plant their flags 6 times in the various locations around the destroyed city to create an image for Russian propaganda. However, Ukrainian drone pilots shot down every attempt. Ukrainian veterans competing in the Invictus Games in Canada have already taken a medal home in wheelchair basketball. Ilya Pilipenko and Artur Mylin played in the combined Team Unconquered 3, which also included athletes from the US, defeating New Zealand to win bronze. In these Invictus Games, Ukraine is represented by 35 war veterans. The competition is taking place in Vancouver, Canada, from February 8 till 16. Founded by Prince Harry in 2014, the Invictus Games are an international multi-sport event for wounded, injured, and sick military service personnel, both serving and veterans. The Prince extended a warm welcome to the Ukrainian team who are taking part in the event for the 5th time.